We will end this panel with Mr. Ali for 5 minutes. Mr. Ali, you can please begin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you, Madam Chair, thank you, Minister and officials, for being here today to share your knowledge and experience with us. Minister, I know there were so many questions were asked from you, and you were not given the opportunity to respond to it. Is there anything, especially with the facilitation letter, would you like to add your response so you can have that opportunity?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The situation when we were setting up the security at the Kabul airport, as I was trying to say, that because we were literally monitoring hour by hour the different changes, and there were obstacles that put into place as people were trying to get to the airport. There were checkpoints and roadblocks conducted by the Taliban, and it became a significant challenge. People who actually, we knew that some of the people that had we needed to get out could not get through. And this is when I was advised that there are what's called a facilitation letter that can be issued so they can get through those checkpoints. But I was also advised there is another process that takes place when you are able to get to the airport, and apparently there's another authorization that is given before somebody comes out. But I'm sure my colleagues who have officials who have come here before have explained that. That's when I became aware of it, and it's actually only last week that I got a little bit more thorough understanding of how this is done because of previous crises and the work that was done on the ground. And even to this day, I'm just very thankful that we did not lose any troops because the amount of risk that was taken by our folks to get the Afghans out, and more importantly, the Afghans that we got out, we were bringing them straight to Canada and not leaving them in a third country.
Thank you, Minister, for your service. And Minister, we committed to resettle at least 40,000 Afghans, and we have welcomed more than 30,000 already. In fact, I have had the privilege of meeting several airplanes bringing Afghans newcomers to Canada. Given your military experience with three tours in Afghanistan, can you tell us which group of Afghans should we be most concerned about resettling in Canada?
I think for resettling in Canada, what I can tell you is the message that some of the folks that are in Afghanistan now and the fear that they're facing, that's what still obviously concerns me the most. I wish there was a more expedient way to get more of some of the people that were still trying to get out. I'm also thankful that some of them found other ways to get out, and then we found ways to bring them over here. And then the last message I want to leave is that we are not going to stop, even now, on trying to support the Afghans and bring them back here. And I'm also thankful for some of our allies who I've met with personally, and I think when we met with the Prime Minister in Pakistan, to making sure that we can expedite their exit permits for some of the Afghans who have made it across the border.
And Minister, I have heard that some UN organizations are considering making the continuation of their operation in Afghanistan conditional upon women being permitted to be employed by them. As the Bill C-41 allows the Safety Minister to impose condition is an authorization to provide humanitarian assistance. Is Canada considering making women staffing a condition of a Canadian assistance? What are the pros and cons of requiring such a condition?
So we are going through the pros and cons with our trusted allies. When I was most recently in the region, I spoke with our special representative and the special representatives of other countries to get the other nations' perspective as well. Personally, we do need to put some conditions on if we're going to get the Taliban decrees removed. And my message has been from the beginning, even when we served in Afghanistan, sometimes it felt like we were caring more about their people. All we want to do in Canada is help the Afghan people and making sure that everyone is helped out, especially women and girls. And we call on the Taliban regime to remove those decrees, to make sure that everyone is helped, and at the same time to making sure that girls get the education that they deserve, that their country will be actually better off and more successful if they allowed this. And this has been shown in many other countries, but I'm happy to say there is portions of Afghanistan that are not following the decree, and I commend those people for doing so.